Hey YouTube, we're gonna jump into this video. So I first want to give a big shout out to Klaiyi here on AliExpress for working with me to create this look. The video is pretty long, but I definitely want you guys to stay tuned. Please watch the whole thing thoroughly because there's a lot of information that I'm going to give you guys in this video, and you will see a bit of trial and error, which is important for learning experiences. So I've already slicked up my hair, and I'm going to use a stocking cap that is in my shade range. I just cut out a little hole on the top, and I'm going to be putting that over my little bun and taking my time pulling that forward because we don't want to mess up our slick. Now I'm going to be poking a little hole to poke my ears through. And this is going to be beneficial when doing the ball cap method because it's just going to help to keep those sides down without making them roll up or anything in the process when we start to do the ball cap method. And that method I did get from Glamazante here on YouTube. So thanks, Glamazante. So for the ball cap method, to keep the cap down, you can either use a combination of the Got2b gel or the spray. I decided to just use the spray because it's 10 times easier and quicker than doing the whole gel and then spray process. So with a heavy hand, I'm putting a very generous amount of Got2b spray on the caps, and I'm making sure I'm really getting those sides. Now I'm just going in with a blow dryer, and with the blow dryer, I'm just going to blow dry it for honestly about a minute. I would say I really used the blow dryer for, and then off camera, I just let it sit on my head for about another 5 minutes. Now that we're back, I'm just going to take time and peel upwards and start cutting off the cap. So with this section, it's very scary doing it by yourself. You do want to be careful. You want to make sure that you're not nicking your skin or cutting yourself. And with that being said, always keep a bottle of rubbing alcohol on deck just in case you do nick yourself. You don't want to have any wounds or cuts that are not being treated right away, because these things do happen while doing hair at home. I was fortunate enough to not nick myself, but I just felt like that was a little tip I did need to share with you guys. So pretty much all you're seeing that I'm doing is I'm just taking my time and I'm peeling upward, and I like to focus on one side at a time instead of doing the whole perimeter. And you can also work in like little sections. You want to take your time, peel it up, and get as close to your hairline as possible, because remember, we're going to set our lace about 1/2 inch, if even. Not even 1/2 inch, that's super generous. A couple of centimeters down from the line where the ball cap stops. So you just want to get it as far up as possible because you know you don't want your baby hairs touching your eyebrows. So now I'm just putting on my frontal with a strap attached to it just to see if I'm liking where the ball cap is underneath my lace, if it's sitting flush, and what more needs to be done. So I was comfortable with it, so I went on in with my foundation, which is the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced in the color Spiced Rum. And I literally did 2 little pumps and just really buffed that into the cap. And I'm doing the exact same thing on my frontal. Now, you guys, If there's one thing I can say about this frontal is, honey, this is hands down the best frontal ever, period. Klaiyi did an amazing job with this frontal. This hairline came pre-plucked. I did not pluck this hairline at all. This is how it came straight out the box. The lace was impeccable. I was so pleased. So now I'm just going to go ahead and split the hair in two and twist it down just so it gets out of the way, and it makes it easier for us to stitch it down. Okay, so I had already stitched down my frontal. Again, sorry that I lost the clip, guys. It was a whole catastrophe. This hairstyle was definitely a challenge, but if I can do it, you guys can do it too. I'm just gonna go and cut off the strap of the frontal that was holding the frontal down and cut off that excess stocking cap. And I want to cut high above where I stitched, just because I don't want to cut too close to the stitching and potentially loosen out any of the thread. Once you cut off the extra cap, we're ready to just comb out everything and finally start the process. So you want to pull it back and just make sure that, again, it's in place snug and you're comfortable. So we're going to peel our lace back. We're going to peel our lace back and we're going to start to apply our adhesive. I am using the Ghost Bond wig adhesive, or lace adhesive, I should say. And I'm just going in with little dots around the perimeter. And I am pushing majority of this glue onto the cap and a little bit onto my skin. None of this glue is coming into contact with my hairline. So just keep that in mind. So I did one quick little thin layer, and I'm going to do a second one, and that is it. I know if you've watched a couple of other videos here on YouTube, like I have, they're using 3 to 5 layers, and I'm just like, it's not that serious. If you're doing it for a client, you may want to do that depending on how long they want to wear this style for. I was just wearing this style for the night, so I was like, let me just do 2 and that should be suffice, and it most definitely was. Now we're going to just use the blow dryer on cool heat. Sorry, not cool heat, that's an oxymoron, but on cool air to help dry down our lace adhesive. So once you see that it's getting clear, you can just start to pull down your lace and stick it in. Once you do that, I'm just using a tail comb, going in and pressing the lace, I should say, into the adhesive. And now I am using warm heat on the blow dryer. Now to cut our lace, I'm going to cut our lace in 4 sections, in the middle and at the 2 sides. And I'm going to work in the 4 sections using an eyebrow razor to ensure that we're cutting right along our hairline in a zigzag kind of motion. You don't want to just cut it straight across. You do want to be a little zigzag with your trimming. Again, guys, I did not pluck this frontal. This frontal came exactly like this from Klaiyi hair. All I did was put my foundation underneath the lace. Oh my gosh, this lace was amazing. It had the most natural hairline that I've seen, period, in a pre-plucked, straight out the box frontal. And I've been working with frontals and closures for a while now. And again, Klaiyi, you guys did an amazing job with this frontal. Guys, I highly, highly, highly recommend getting some Klaiyi hair and getting this Klaiyi frontal, girl. And of course, you can check my description box below, and there is where I'll have all information for the hair. So as you can see, I just went by the side of my ear, trimmed it. I did the same thing on the other side, and now I'm ready to go. This is the only part that I did pluck. I did part out a thin section of the frontal just so I could have baby hairs. And this area I did pluck out a little bit just so that the baby hairs wouldn't be too thick. My natural hair baby hairs are not thick or heavy, so I didn't want my frontal baby hairs to be heavy. I'm just going in with that eyebrow razor and kind of just chopping away at the long strands. Once you've done that, you're just going to take some mousse and press down that hair so it kind of gets out the way. And with a black strip, just go ahead and try to tie it down for a little bit just to quickly mold it while we kind of see where we want to position our ponytail. So for this updo, I know I want it straight in the middle of my head, so I was most definitely being mindful of that to mold my hair in that direction. So all I did was just put it up into the ponytail using one rubber band, and now I'm molding it. So I'm spraying my Got2b spray and using a fine tooth comb and just pulling back the hair to make sure that the frontal is laying as smooth as and flat as possible. And then I'm just going in with our blow dryer on high heat right behind the spray just to kind of hold that mold in place. And using a good old bristle brush, just brushing it up as well. Pretty much, you're gonna style this as you would your own natural hair. You want to take all measures possible to ensure that it is flat and smooth. Just backing it up with some mousse. Combing it through again to make sure that it's flat. And we're just going to go ahead and secure our ponytail tight now with a scrunchie. So just to keep it out the way, I'm just going to quickly do a little braid. And then I'm going to wrap it around. Now that our hair is molded, we're ready to start styling. I'm just going to go ahead and use my silk scarf to hold on my lace. Just, to ensure we get more melting done. And so for this look, I'm using one bundle of Klaiyi Brazilian straight hair. And this bundle is a 22-inch bundle. Of course, you can use a longer length bundle, but I didn't find that it was necessary for this particular look. Since we are using hair aids, a 22-inch bundle was fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around the bun and just pin it in. Again, this is meant to be very simple, very easy, and not require a whole bunch of work. But if you are doing this on somebody else, you can definitely go ahead and stitch the ponytail on. Also, for this style, you're not going to want to do an invisible ponytail. It's just not going to work. So once we have our big fluffy ponytail, we're going to go ahead and use a styling donut or a sock bun. This one I did get from the hair store. And I got it in a black color just so that it would blend in with everything. So I'm just going to part the hair down, or split the hair down, I should say, and plant that donut bun in the middle. Using long pronged pins, we're going to go in and secure that donut bun down. The reason why we're doing this is that when we create our first donut, we're ensuring that it looks like it's coming from the bottom up, if that makes sense, without seeing any tracks. Like, we literally just want it to look like a perfect little donut. So as you'll see, periodically I will be putting it up to see how I'm liking the formation. And if I'm not comfortable, I'll go back in and secure down the area of the donut bun again until I find a form that works best for me. So all I'm doing is pulling it up to create that rounded look. This hairstyle is definitely reminiscent of Tommy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's infamous like ninja ponytail that she had at the reunion. I absolutely love that style, and you can definitely create that style with this frontal look. You would just want to use a longer bundle, so this way you could have a longer ponytail at the top. Now that I'm comfortable, I'm going to take a little rubber band, hold the hair taut in place, and I'm going to wrap the rubber band around it. Now, this is where you're going to see all my trial and error, guys. So I wanted to create another donut on the top, and I did buy another donut bun to style with this, but it was way too big. So you'll see that I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, no. So I had to go on in and make my own donut bun. So right here's a quick little segment showing you how I make my donut buns at home. I'm using 2 knee-high stockings, or socks I should say, and then 1 regular like mid-calf sock in black to blend. And then I can take out that ridiculously high jumbo bun on the top of my head. You guys, again, I realized that I was not recording. Ugh. I am such a dweeb. It was getting super late, so I guess I was tired. I'm so sorry, but let me explain how I did this. What I did was I put the black sock bun over the ponytail, brush the hair over it as you would do the traditional sock bun, like what we used to do back in the day, and held the hair down with a rubber band. The excess hair, I then pulled it up around the bun the exact same way I did the first step, and I've pinned in majority of the tail end into the middle of the bun, so that's pretty much where you see me at right now. And so this way it just helps to make sure that everything is sitting flush in the center. So if anyone's standing up on top of you, they're not going to see this weird opening. So I'm just going in with spray and pins, just making sure that all the excess hair is tucked and pinned in place in the middle. Now once that's done, we have to put the tail end somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with our Got2b spray. Press and comb it down, and with the tail, just swoop it around the bun. And that's how we close off our donut bun. We're going to spray it again for some reassurance. And we're going to blow dry it to get everything in place. I was so excited when I saw this hairstyle come out because, guys, I was working on it from about 9:30 at night to about 1:30 in the morning. So I was very happy that it came out the exact way that I envisioned it. Again, you just want to spray and spritz your hair until you're comfortable. And you can use some prong pins to just hold that little tail end. Now, we're going to go ahead and soup our baby hairs. Guys, my camera ended up dying, so you'll see me get to soup my baby hairs a little bit, but you completely get the drift. Baby hairs are completely personal, and you style them and swoop them the way that you like. And that's it, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it for you. This is definitely a creative style. It's not for everyday wear, but if you really want to be a showstopper, this is definitely a look to turn heads. I'll put links to the hair in the description box down below, and I'll put a list of all the products that I used to create this look. Make sure you guys share this look, like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, we are almost at 100k subscribers. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I'm so humbled. I thank you guys so much. I'll definitely be doing a giveaway at 100k, so let's get the fam there, and I will see you guys later. Bye.